Do you think Theresa May was offering you and the country a Brexit in name only?
The problem with this particular Brexit is that it will not allow us to have proper control of what goes on in the United Kingdom. It's the point that David made. When you listen to what's being said, the truth is we're ending up advancing, people are ending up advancing the same arguments which could be said under life in the EU under the European Communities Act. You said it yourself earlier in the programme, John, that you end up that Parliament is sovereign and it can choose to, for example, repeal the European Communities Act any time. Well, look how difficult it turns out to be to repeal the European Communities Act. So we need to get out from treaty obligations which automatically oblige Parliament to accept any particular rules and instead be in a position where what we do is a matter for us.
Right, but you must have known that this sort of deal was coming, Steve. You were a minister in the Brexit department, in that central key department. Did you know what plans were being made?
So, Joe, I don't think it's too indiscreet to point out that what has happened here has been that we've all been blindsided by this policy. You know, we were preparing a white paper which did not accord with what has been put to the Cabinet checkers. The white paper we were working on reflected the series of speeches which the Prime Minister made, and as has been said, this is a significant evolution from those speeches. So, you know, things have changed considerably this week. And they've changed considerably in a way which I will not be able to represent as my own policy, and therefore I can't be in the government.
So were you out of the loop? Was your department basically marginalised in this process?
Yeah, there's no way of getting around it, yes. I mean, the Secretary of State and I have resigned for reasons, and these are amongst the reasons.
And whose fault is that?
Well, I don't want to get into blaming. The reality here is that leaving the European Union is very difficult to process. One of the issues is that, for want of a better term, the establishment in this country does not want to leave the European Union. And a big mistake...
And does that include the Prime Minister?
Well, I think that the Prime Minister has made it clear that she wants to see through Brexit. But what I would say is we've made a series of mistakes. The establishment doesn't want to leave. Well, we might blame Leave campaigners to failing to persuade the establishment. But the other thing is it's no good going forward with this recalcitrant spirit of fear and supplication as we negotiate. Instead of doing things because we must, because we're forced, or because we ought, we need to positively choose to leave the European Union well, perhaps brilliantly. And I think Philip, just before I came on, said that we need to do it properly. Well, you know, we are united in this. Let's leave the European Union in a way of which we can be proud. And that means vision, ambition, determination, resolve, courage, and getting on with this job and doing it in a way which will solve the problems we have.
Are you not?